Get, and then we talked about grow. Today we are moving into the fourth G, which is about all these things, money. It's about giving, rewards and recognition. In other words, compensation and benefits, if you are to put in a traditional form, compensation and benefits. So the things that are needed. Things that are needed in order to survive and in order to succeed. By the way, I hope you all enjoyed the mini training programs that we had yesterday. Mini training. And remember when you are to testing one, testing one. Okay. Checking one, right. Okay. So if you are to do it in the real life, what is the first step? Remember the framework that I gave. Start with the need analysis. Then go ahead with designing the program and have clearly set out what objectives have to be very clearly set out. So clear set of objectives is the starting point, and then look at the mechanism through which you achieve those objectives. So it is a very pleasant way of seeing you all in action, and your hidden talents were unleashed, and your planning, organizing, leading, controlling, the managerial aspects were displayed. That is a very interesting, very satisfying experience. So with that pleasant mindset, let's move to the next G, which is rewards and recognition. To give the backdrop, this is what reward management is all about. Shall you all read the description? Development, implementation, maintenance, communication and evaluation of reward process. So there are 5 key things. What are those? First one is development. You have to develop a good reward scheme. It has to be approved by the top management. It has to be well designed based on the requirement and implemented. There is no point having a super duper program without implementing. And when you implement, there might be hiccups, there might be issues, there might be complaints, there might be grievances. Then you have to maintain by adjusting, fine-tuning, course-correcting, lot of things. And then you have to clearly communicate it to the relevant people who are affected by the reward system, who are influenced by the reward system, who would be motivated by the reward system. So you have to have a clear communication. And after some time, you have to evaluate whether it really serves the expected aims, whether it really serves the initial objective. So you have to review, evaluate and do some changes. So those are the 5 things which are clearly important in a reward management process. So what are the 5 things once again? Development, implementation, maintenance, communication and evaluate. So put it in a diagramic form, you get this complex picture. So let's try to dissect it. It's again from Armstrong. Michael Armstrong is very interesting in giving processes in a nice action-oriented manner. So starting with business strategy, which links to reward strategy. Is there anything missing in between? If you relate to what we discussed last morning, HR strategy. In between, ideally you need to have. So here it's assumed that HR strategy is embedded. HR strategy is here, part of it is reward strategy. So the key point is that business strategy should have a direct influence over the reward strategy. As we discussed yesterday, if you are following cost leadership, you can't individually reward people for their innovation and creativity, because that's not really relevant to a cost leadership strategy. So in other words, your business strategy should reflect the reward strategy. Clear? And then reward strategy can have non-financial rewards, as we discussed day before yesterday. Any example of a non-financial reward? Appreciation letter to your personal file. And another non-financial reward? Promotion might have a financial component. Say, praising in front of others. In a gathering of large number, you openly praise someone. That's a non-financial. And then there's a link to performance management. We will talk about this afternoon. Performance related pay. The more you perform, the more you should get. Otherwise, what happens? Like in typical Sinhala, we say, "Kochara kara, tochara thamai." Should not be the case. The more you perform, the more you should be able to earn. And then there's another part, employee benefits. So what are the benefits? Are you all having health insurance? So that's a benefit, isn't it? And some of you all are having educational aid scheme, that's a benefit. So some of the leave schemes, you can, some organizations pay for the unutilized leave, or you can extend the unutilized leave for the next year. You have accumulation of leave. Those are all employee benefits. And then those will lead to total remuneration. So performance management, performance pay. And if you look at the direct part, you need to have some pay structures. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, and always minimum and maximum. You say when you get into a job, you have a minimum threshold and the maximum. And your increments will be within that pay range, or the pay bracket, or the pay slab. I mean, different companies use different words. Okay? And remember, compensation and benefits management is a specialized job. Even within HR, every HR professional is not an expert in comp and ben. So I'm not going to make you comp and ben experts. All what I'm trying to do is to give you a little bit of flavor, and for you to appreciate what's going on, for you to know how your organizations are gearing towards ensuring proper rewards and remuneration. That's the whole idea. It's how to understand. It's to know the mechanisms behind it. Is that okay? Right?
Yeah, their benefit is as a rewards, or?
So the benefit can be more, it's a kind of a financial reward. Say, when you get a health insurance scheme, instead of paying for the doctor, the insurance scheme will pay for the doctor, or the insurance scheme will reimburse your medical expense. Hi Shri, how are you? Welcome. You were out of UAE, right? Come. You have a lot to catch up with your colleagues. Who are your team members? Yeah, check with them, and then yesterday and day before yesterday. Right? Anyone else who is here for the first time today? No? Good. And so, there's a financial element involved. Even say a vehicle loan, or a mobile phone, or the telephone allowance kind of thing. So the allowances are all coming here.
So it is common for everybody. It's not.
Yeah, in other words, this performance related pay is something different to one person to the other, based on your performance. Certain things might be based on your level. Say a manager might have a different remuneration than a non-manager. Executive might have a different remuneration than a non-executive. So these are pay levels and relativities. Obviously, a director gets higher salary than a driver. Pay levels and relativity. So you have to relatively look at what the top gets and what the bottom gets. And also you have to ensure there should not be a huge gap between what the top gets and what the bottom gets. That's another grievance and a complaint. Now when there was this bankruptcy applications filed in US, and President Obama wanted to meet those CEOs of the troubled company, they all came in their private jets. Say the point of, say they are talking about bankruptcy, they are talking about insolvency, but they use their private jets using company money. So the issue is, the relativities is a very, very subjective matter. And I just log into a website and it says a particular chairman of a Sri Lankan leading company, his house rental is much higher than the house rental in London and New York. You can guess whom I am referring to. There's this news site. So relativities. And then total remuneration is a combination of employee benefits, and then again there's a market survey. I remember when I was at Nestle, we used to join with other multinationals, Nestle, Unilever, CTC, Ceylon Tobacco, and Holcim, and Smithline, Beckham. 5 of the multinationals got together and invite Hewitt Consulting. Hewitt is a consulting group based in New Delhi. Their regional head office is in New Delhi. So they came and did a comprehensive market survey, and we did it within, say, once in 3 years. And then we know what we pay vis-a-vis what the average salary of the market. So to see the trends. So it's always good to check what's happening in the market, because there are 3 scenarios. What are the 3 scenarios? Let's say they haven't got the other one yet. We have asked for an extra one, but it's only 1 page here. See, this is where they don't have common sense. Just 1 page. So let's say this is the market rate. So you might be above the market, or you might be below the market. So in other words, you can say you are leading the market. Say the market offers you, let's say, what's an average salary of a quantity survey roughly? Per month? Average salary? You can give a discounted number. Sorry? Roughly?
Depend on the experience.
Yeah, okay. Okay, just say X dirham. Okay. Let's say X dirhams. X dirhams. And then when you are leading the market, you have to get X plus dirhams. And if you are lagging behind the market, don't worry, I will not ask you to fill a form, your salary. Yes, please. Okay. You have just put the yesterday's one. You just put the yesterday's one, only 1 paper remaining. Yeah, but you could have kept an extra one. Sure. Can you put it up? Yeah, please put it up. Okay, so the point is that if you are giving something above the market, what is the chance? What is the likelihood of the person getting that salary? Would he or she retain with you, or would he or she leave the organization? The chances of retention is higher. If you give something what the market exactly offers, meeting the market, we call it meeting the market, then you are okay, but there's a vulnerability of the person leaving the moment an opportunity comes for a higher salary. But if you are giving something below the market, you are highly vulnerable. You are having a heavy risk of losing good people because you are paying something below the. So my advice is at least maintain the market level, meeting the market, but the better strategy could be beating the market, or leading the market, giving something above the market. But again, this discussion revolves around with one assumption, that people are motivated by salary. But remember, it's salary plus. Salary is just one factor. I have seen people leaving jobs irrespective of the salary they got, even for a lesser salary, including me. So there are other factors coming into the scene. So salary is not the only issue. Thank you very much. But the point is that if you do not take action with regard to salary, other things might not be critical enough, because the bread and butter or the rice and curry is what matters at the end of the day, isn't it? So in India, they have done a survey recently. Even among top CEOs, money still is a motivator. The only difference is they would have earned money to spend and having a gala time or lavishly spend that money when they were youngsters. Now they want money to educate their children. I remember there was a professor at Moratuvar. He said, I spent every cent I earn. I sent them to US because my son and daughter are studying in. And interestingly, when I went to get my visa 2 years ago, I met professor and his wife. Both are professors, and they were going for the graduation of their elder son. So the point is that the purposes are different, but the requirement of the money remains same. That's where Maslow's hierarchy, as we discussed, might not be 100% accurate with regard to the sequential fulfillment of the need. It might be parallel fulfillment. You need money, but money alone is not enough. They have this movie, what is the movie? Slumdog Millionaire. Slumdog Millionaire, if you remember, the guy whose brother was the one who won the award, the brother was just lying in a bathtub and full of money, isn't it? Full of money, and he shot himself. So money is not everything. He had plenty of money, he had gone it either through legal ways, so illegal ways, but then finally money did not serve the purpose. Okay? Right. So the point is that, so the total remuneration comes like this. So what are the different paths? The straightforward path, shall we say business strategy leads to reward strategy, pay structures, pay levels, and total remuneration. Other contributing factor for total remuneration, employee benefits, and on the other side, performance pay. And here another link, job evaluation, which is done internally, market survey, which is done. So external review, internal review. Sometimes, say there's a particular job which had been there for a long time, and is it really valid? Say for example, you have a photocopy operator, and now you are giving a lot of things online. You have e-copies. Say take a bank, and now they don't send printed statements. Everything is C. So there's no need to have a bulk photocopy section and to have someone in charge. So that job has to be re-evaluated. Whether the job is really required, either part of it can go off, or some new things can be added. So it has to be re-evaluated. So that's also should be done after some time. Say probably once in 3 years. So you do job evaluation, market survey, and this is the bracket or the loop that you need to follow. And then total remuneration, and we expect at the end improved performance. So by paying someone, it's like giving nourishment to a plant. The plant should grow and glow. In other words, people should perform, people should glow, they should contribute in return. That's the whole idea. Okay? And then employee development improve. So this gives lots of insights what needs to be done in a typical organization. Agree with me? So this is transactional approach versus transformational approach. Traditionally, people followed a particular way of rewarding employees. What is the transactional approach? And reward as a bargain effort. You ask for a salary, you bargain for it, you insist on it, you even go for strikes to get the salary. Transformational approach is more contemporary. Reward as a change agent. You drive change, and the reward you get for that change initiative is your financial or non-financial recognition. And this is very mechanistic. You have a fixed formula and it is applied. Your monthly salary is fixed. Here which is organic, which is lively. Say for example, 25 years ago, say your basic salary was, your fixed salary was something like this, fixed, and your variable salary was a tiny slab like this, fixed versus variable. And now what has happened? Fixed salary has gone up somewhere here, and variable salary has gone